You see, Shinya is reading a heartfelt message of gratitude, tearing up from the emotions evoked by his friend's support. Meanwhile, Anri is caught off guard, holding a heavy bag and wondering why she tried talking to Shinazuka in the past, which isn't like her. Suddenly, the delinquent girl from school walks by, catching Anri's attention. Her friend looks over, noticing the delinquent girl and her unusual smile, which seems out of place. The friend squints at the delinquent, wondering if she's checking them out. The friend continues to stare, recognizing the delinquent as the subject of school gossip, but wonders if delinquents even exist in this day and age. Anri's friend, then, gets curious about the reason for the sudden stop in their close relationship with Shinazuka. Anri's friend asks why they've grown distant, but Anri brushes it off, trying to move on from the past. Over at Shinya, he's deep in thought, worrying about a conversation with Haruka that's messed him up more than he expected. Suddenly, he notices Pamiko's messages, cheering for him and thanking her for her support and encouragement. Shinya is leaving, disappointed that he still hasn't received any new messages, feeling a bit gloomy. Makoto catches up to Anri, wanting to talk face to face, introducing himself as Momoka, Shizuchi's best friend. Anri's friend smirks, noting that Momoka wasn't fooled by her smile, but she's being serious. Makoto wants to move on from the past and invites Anri to see a movie, hoping it will cheer her up. Shinya approaches, looking worried, but Makoto tries to reassure her, only for Shinya to intervene, pushing him out of the way. Our boy Shinya is all fired up, but he quickly catches himself, realizing he needs to keep it together for a moment. "Believed in you," he wanted to say, but then he checks himself and tells Anri to be quiet instead. Meanwhile, Anri's expression is a mix of annoyance and determination. "It's too late to undo what's been done," she mutters to herself, clearly not happy with some recent developments. Looking closely, we see Shinya watching Anri as she reads a web novel. Her gestures suggest she's deeply immersed, and Shinya guesses she's loving the chapter. Shinya can't help but chuckle as he watches Anri typing away like a madman, probably responding to fan messages. He notices there are no new notifications and sighs, feeling a bit of relief. Shinya checks his phone and sees a message from Pamiko. She absolutely loved the new part of his web novel, bumping into trouble earlier but feeling better thanks to his writing. Shinya feels glad she enjoyed it, but wonders if it's weird to reply right away. Suddenly, Anri's phone starts ringing, catching both of them off guard. "What's happening?" she mutters, confused and slightly annoyed. Pamiko's message pops up again. "If it's possible," she asks, leaving Shinya wondering what exactly she means by that. Shinya reads Pamiko's message with a quizzical look. "A Pomeranian mascot," he thinks to himself, trying to figure out what she's getting at. Anri looks at Pagyuko, wondering why they're in the same group. She's thinking about the possibility of getting stuck with people she dislikes, but decides it's better to just go with the flow. Shinya notices Anri looking a bit distant, and he can't help but worry. "Is something wrong?" he asks, concerned about whether she liked the chapter he posted. They were supposed to meet Finn today, but Shinya can sense the awkward vibe. "It's just," he starts, not really knowing how to put it. Anri checks her phone quickly, looking around nervously. "For sure," she replies, trying to sound confident but failing to hide her anxiety. The teacher arrives, greeting everyone enthusiastically. "Today's a school event until 4 p.m., then you're free to go back to Destiny Land," she explains, setting the day's schedule in motion. Shinya watches as the group starts moving, eager to get to Destiny Land. "Let's go," he says, a bit too enthusiastically, but Anri follows him nonetheless. As they enter Destiny Land, Anri reminds Shinya to be careful. "Safe, will ya?" she says, looking at him with a mix of concern and amusement. Our boy Shinya, all smiles and excitement, decides to grab a quick souvenir. He's living in the moment but still keeping a cool head. Meanwhile, Anri spots some tacky headbands on sale and can't resist teasing Shinya, urging him to give one a shot. Shinya, a bit hesitant at first, tries on a headband. He's clearly uncomfortable but also a bit amused by the situation. Shinya nervously asks if he looks good, channeling the real-life Alice from Wonderland. Anri, noticing his blush, decides to buy the headbands. Anri suddenly senses something off and notices a girl nearby looking distressed. She's protective of Shinya and wants to help. The girl, Chisa, is clearly upset and confused. She snaps at Anri and Shinya, feeling isolated and misunderstood. Shinya looks on, concerned for the girl but unsure of how to help. Anri, ever the calm and collected one, explains to Chisa that she and Shinya are on a school trip and offers her help. Chisa, still bitter, refuses any assistance, her disdain clear. She's lashing out at anyone who tries to be kind. Anri introduces herself and Shinya to Chisa, hoping to break the ice and offer a friendly hand. Chisa, defensive and uninterested, brushes off their offer, feeling isolated and misunderstood. She's not ready to open up. Chisa vents her frustration, lashing out at the people who have ignored her. She's bitter and alone in her own little world. Despite the tension, Shinya tries to be supportive but Chisa's walls are up. She's too hurt to see kindness. Anri, sensing Chisa's pain, suggests getting some tea to calm the mood. Shinya agrees, grateful for Anri's sensitivity. With time ticking, Anri gently urges Chisa to join them, hoping a change of scenery might help. Shinya follows, hopeful for a moment of peace. We see Shinya, visibly flustered, asking where they're headed, only to realize they're going for a lunch together. Meanwhile, Pagyuko is super excited, babbling about a limited-time pasta set and a mucky coaster, completely ignoring the awkwardness around them. Looking closely, Shinya's phone shows a voice message from someone he clearly doesn't want to talk to, leaving him feeling even more isolated. Hayazaki notices the plushie on Shinya's bag and can't help but ask, with a mix of curiosity and a hint of mischief, if it's the same Pagyuko from the Bloodstained Terror series. Hayazaki, in his usual aloof demeanor, laments being alone on the bus, feeling the weight of loneliness every single day. Suddenly, Shinya's past comes crashing back, recounting the bullying and isolation he faced after a misunderstanding with the queen bee of his class. Hayazaki, trying to cheer Shinya up, spills the beans on a dark part of his own past, revealing how a friend betrayed him and turned him into a laughingstock. Hayazaki's eyes light up as he talks about his favorite Isekai series, where a mistreated hero sets out on a journey with their familiar, resonating deeply with his own struggles. Shinya, caught off guard, asks if Hayazaki is into the same series, but Hayazaki quickly brushes off the question, changing the subject to another Isekai show he's been into lately. Shinya hesitates but then starts to open up, revealing his favorite character, his voice barely above a whisper as he talks about his dreams and fears. Hayazaki, feeling a bit awkward, asks Shinya if he wants to hang out with them for a while, but Shinya's past trauma makes him hesitate, unsure if he can handle it. Pagyuko, sensing the tension, offers to let Shinya and Hayazaki have some alone time, saying he'll just find a spot to write. Hayazaki, flustered, tries to deny it's a date, but the words come out as a nervous stutter, causing a moment of awkward silence. When Shinya asks about Pagyuko, Pagyuko looks shocked, clearly not expecting someone to know his identity, causing a bit of a commotion. Hayazaki, trying to backtrack, mentions the plushie and realizes with a jolt that Shinya might actually know who Pagyuko is, leaving him speechless. Our boy Shinya lets out a desperate plea, questioning if he's doomed to be laughed at by everyone, including his friends. Meanwhile, Pagyuko, ever the optimist, vows not to laugh at Shinya and declares it's time to hunt down Maki, ignoring Shinya's protests. The parade and attractions prove to be a blast for the group, with Shinya taking more photos than ever before, but their hunt for Maki ends up fruitless, leaving Shinya disappointed. Hayazaki, ever the supportive friend, reminds Shinya they need to head back to the meeting spot, but Shinya's unsure he can tell Hayazaki everything. Hayazaki and Shinazuka share a heartfelt moment, acknowledging their connection and promising to return to this place together someday. As they part ways, Pagyuko excitedly agrees to message Hayazaki later, leaving Shinya to ponder the day's events. An unexpected message pops up on the site, but Shinya brushes it off, determined to focus on the happiness of the day. A mysterious user reveals they're from a novel site, and Hayazaki's happiness piqued their curiosity, leading them to connect and share a curious exchange. Shinazuka wonders if Hayazaki is doing okay, and they both vow to find Maki this time, despite Shinazuka's initial hesitation. They decide to take a photo to show Hayazaki, but Maki seems to have vanished, leaving them to wonder about the meaning of being a resident of the Dream Kingdom. Shinazuka reassures Shinya they don't need to push themselves to find Maki, but Shinya can't help feeling a bit down about not showing Hayazaki the moment. Shinya suggests strolling around the park and enjoying the fireworks, taking things slow, much to Pagyuko's surprise but Shinazuka's agreement. Hayazaki messages Shinya, sharing that she made a new friend on the bus and seems to be doing well, leaving Shinya relieved and grateful. Hayazaki's absence makes Shinya realize just how integral she is to his daily life, questioning if they would have become friends otherwise. Shinya's thoughts turn to Hayazaki's absence, but he finds comfort in Shinazuka's presence, reminding himself that sometimes one special person is all you need. Our boy Shinya is all smiles and joy, but he's also got a touch of confusion, wondering where Maki-ai, his trusted companion, has disappeared to. Meanwhile, a concerned voice chimes in, warning everyone about the risks of getting separated in the crowded castle. It's clear they're heading into uncharted territory. Shinya's voice echoes with worry, acknowledging the sheer number of people around them and the potential for getting lost. If we get separated, it'll be a disaster, he muses. Shinya's thoughts turn introspective. He's reflecting on how his past experiences of not trusting anyone but himself have changed since meeting his friends. It's a profound realization for our boy. Anri's words resonate with deep sincerity. Someone we can truly trust, she says, looking directly at Shinya. It's a moment of genuine connection between them. Shinya's eyes light up as he notices the fireworks. He's overwhelmed with emotion, feeling a sense of connection and wonder he thought he'd lost. Shinkun, he whispers, calling Anri by the affectionate nickname. Shinya takes a step forward, finding the courage to call Anri by a new nickname, Ampi. He's a little bashful but determined, and Anri happily agrees. Shinya and Anri share a heartfelt moment, each declaring their commitment to the other. "Let's go," they exclaim, ready to face whatever challenges come next. This is just the beginning for them. We see a quick transition to the morning, with Shinya's mom making a grand entrance, her voice booming as usual. It's clear she's a force of nature, and everyone's gotta be on high alert. Shinya wakes up with a cheerful good morning to Anri, but he's a bit annoyed by his mom's loud voice. "Geez, Mom," he grumbles, but the smile never leaves his face. Anri greets Shinya back with a warm good morning, and our boy responds with a playful aura, as he tries to keep things light. Shinya's playful side comes out as he gently teases Anri about her crooked ribbon. "Come over for dinner sometime, okay?" he says, showing his care and affection. Anri's friend Makoto warns her about meeting Shinya's mom, who's always looking for a chance to tease him. "She's totally planning to tease you," he says with a knowing smirk. Shinya can't help but laugh at himself, acknowledging how he always uses a formal name when his mom is around. It's embarrassing, he admits, but with a hint of fondness. The scene ends with a warm, heartwarming moment as Shinya realizes the truth behind his actions. "Ah, that's exactly how it is," he says, smiling at the truth of their connection. Our boy Shinya is gearing up for a big weekend, but he's also feeling a bit nervous. He's meeting his sister at her office and suddenly invites his friends to karaoke after, hoping to keep the good vibes going. Meanwhile, Pagyuko and Anri agree to go to karaoke after their meal, even inviting Makoto along. Shinya's heart skips a beat at the thought of spending more time with Anri. Looking closely at Shinya and Anri, we see that Shinya's demeanor has changed lately. His once harsh expression is softer, almost glowing with happiness. Anri notices how much Shinya cares for her, but she can't quite put her finger on the feeling. Shinya's face shows a mix of confusion and worry. He's trying to deny any romantic feelings for Anri, but his chest tightens when he thinks about it. He decides to head home, feeling like he's lying to himself about his true feelings. Makoto arrives and Shinya invites him along. Their conversation is tense, but they manage to say their goodbyes politely. Shinya notices Anri seems off. He asks her what's wrong, but she avoids eye contact, and the tension between them is palpable. Shinya reassures Anri, telling her that the only person he cares about is her. He's trying to comfort her, but it's clear something's bothering her. Anri's face softens as Shinya speaks. She agrees to go home, her voice barely above a whisper, as if she's holding back tears. Shinya takes Makoto aside, opening up about his past fears and insecurities. He admits he's always been scared of men since childhood and how a friend named Nikaido used to tease him. Shinya continues, explaining how Nikaido had a girlfriend or fiancé, and the girls in class didn't like him being friends with Shinya. Despite this, he kept talking to Shinya, who felt scared but also a bit relieved. Makoto listens intently, his expression softening. He tries to console Shinya, telling him it's okay to stop talking, but Shinya holds Makoto's hand, showing how much progress he's made. Shinya reveals that before, his hands would tremble when he thought about the past. The only time he felt calm was when he was writing or with Anri at the food court. Holding Makoto's hand at the fireworks show made the trembling disappear. Makoto gently holds Shinya's hand, his eyes filled with compassion. He tells Shinya that he healed his heart, and now it's Shinya's turn to heal his. Makoto's heartache is palpable. He reflects on all the things he missed out on: playing soccer, family meals, and hugs. His voice breaks as he speaks, revealing his deep-seated loneliness and need for connection. Anri's expression shifts from worry to determination. She looks at Shinya with a newfound resolve, declaring that she can't keep lying to herself anymore. She's there for him, no matter what. We see Shinya pouring his heart out to Anri, confessing his feelings with an earnestness that's both sweet and a little awkward. He's relieved when Anri reassures him, giving him the confidence to finally write a good romance novel. Meanwhile, the bustling city around them is full of people in suits, hinting that it's still a busy Saturday. Shinya's meeting with Siko-san is about to start, and it's clear he's nervous but excited. Siko-san, a major publisher, greets Makoto with a mix of professionalism and genuine warmth. She's impressed by the company's grandeur and its impact on the manga world. Makoto is visibly anxious about the upcoming meeting, sweating and stuttering. Anri's presence is a comfort, but she's also encouraging him to face his fears and speak up for himself. At the reception, the staff is welcoming and understanding. Makoto's nervousness is palpable, but Anri's support keeps him grounded. In the office, a sudden twist. Siko-san notices the distance between Anri and Makoto, and her curiosity gets the better of her. It's clear she's not buying their act of being just friends. Makoto and Anri are pressed into an awkward standoff, both denying any romantic involvement. But their flustered reactions only fuel the fire of suspicion among the staff. The editorial office is a dream come true for any aspiring writer. The walls are adorned with posters of popular series and their adaptations, making Makoto feel like he's in the right place. The meeting room is just around the corner, and the staff is buzzing with excitement. Makoto is ready to take on the world, with Anri's support keeping him grounded. After the meeting, Siko-san's sister seems a bit overwhelmed by the energy. She's trying to manage things but is clearly struggling, leading to some comedic moments. The meeting concludes with everyone expressing gratitude. Siko-san's assistant looks particularly radiant, and it's clear she's excited about the potential deals. An unexpected revelation from the assistant. She's fallen for Anri's dedication and sincerity. Her words make Makoto blush, and he's quick to deny any romantic involvement. The assistant's playful accusation prompts a dramatic reaction from the staff, who are clearly protective of Anri. It's a hilarious yet tense moment. Siko-san notices the growing tension and steps in, suggesting that Makoto and Anri have a date after the meeting. Makoto's face turns red, and he's forced to deny it once more. As the day wraps up, Anri checks on Makoto, finding him in the office to finish up some paperwork. She's relieved to see he's doing well, and her care for him is evident in every gesture. Our boy Shinya lets out a relieved sigh, thanking the universe that everything went smoothly for once. He's genuinely grateful that no hitches popped up during their outing. Meanwhile, Anri suggests heading to a pancake place followed by a karaoke session, eager to kick off some fun. Pagyuko's dad reminds her to be back before night, but Pagyuko wishes she could join too. Shinya's nerves finally ease up as he finishes work. He's impressed by the bustling crowd and can't wait to hit the pancake place, grateful that everything went off without a hitch. Shinya can't contain his excitement about pancakes and karaoke, admiring the cream puffs and viral makeup trends along the way. He's in awe of the sweets and feels like every shop looks amazing. Anri checks her phone and realizes how late it is. She's relieved to see Shinya and Pagyuko nearby, but wonders why everyone keeps calling this outing a date. Pagyuko messages Shinya, and he's confused about the term too. Shinya and Pagyuko's walk is making every shop look amazing, with Pagyuko going on about how nice it is to be with Shinya. Pagyuko is overjoyed to see Shinya and tells him about her new friend, Shinazuka. She's feeling good about her test scores and has made a new boyfriend, Shinazuka too. Shinya's teasing Pagyuko about her new friend, but Pagyuko insists it's Anri's energy that's overwhelming her. Shinya's hungry and ready to get to the shop. Shinya's happy to see Big Bro again after so long. He's leading the way to the pancake place, which is right there. Our boy Shinya is nervous about being in such a fancy place, but Anri reassures him, noting she's not used to such places either. They're nice and friendly as they head in. At the pancake place, Pagyuko is overwhelmed by the choices. She's debating between different options but ultimately goes for a crepe, much to Anri's delight. Pagyuko's brother spots the Mont Blanc and pudding, but reminds her they're here for pancakes. He's excited about the parfait and suggests they all share. Shinya is thrilled to be ordering their treats, marveling at how much fun it is to share sweets with friends. He never thought he'd get to experience this kind of thing. Our boy Shinya watches in awe as the staff bake crepes, admiring the glass display over there. He spots what looks like Anri's parfait and can't take his eyes off it. Shinya and Pagyuko's brother are amazed as they watch the chefs make flambe crepes, the flames sparking and everything glittering. It's a sight to behold. Our boy Shinya is practically glowing as he digs into his parfait, marveling at how delicious and visually stunning it is. He can't help but thank everyone for making this his first time enjoying a crepe. Meanwhile, Anri encourages Shinya to try another dessert, assuring him it's amazing. She reflects on how their bond has grown beyond just holding hands and walking together. They've become a tight-knit trio. Anri's voice softens, talking about Shinya, Pagyuko, and herself. She admits that none of them had people they could trust before, but now she feels secure and hopeful. She mentions that sweets taste better when they share them together. Anri notices Shinya hesitating and gently asks if he doesn't like the dessert. Shinya's heart is full, but he's on the verge of tears from the overwhelming emotions. Shinya finally speaks, breaking down as he thanks Anri for creating such a perfect day filled with firsts. His gratitude is palpable, and the tears start to fall. Shinya can't contain his excitement, practically begging for more dessert. As the meal winds down, he suggests heading to karaoke, but changes his mind when he remembers he has to go home. Pagyuko, who had planned to study, agrees to meet up later. She's happy Shinya and Anri have found each other but has to leave for her study session. Shinya watches Anri and Pagyuko chat, and Anri encourages her to enjoy her date. The scene feels bittersweet, but Shinya is genuinely happy for her. Shinya's eyes light up as he suggests going to karaoke together, but he's nervously holding back his true feelings. He's excited but also a bit scared. Shinya asks Anri to grab a song navigator, and she's curious about the songs he usually sings. Shinya admits he's never actually sung before, making Anri question if this is his first time at karaoke. Shinya's heart clenches as he remembers a past trauma, but he reassures Anri that he's fine now. He thanks her for being there and helping him overcome his fear. Shinya's eyes well up as he thanks Anri again, explaining that he was worried about triggering his past but felt safe with her. His words are filled with gratitude and happiness. Shinya looks at Anri with a big smile, expressing how much the day meant to him. He feels that having her by his side made everything perfect. Anri beams back, saying she had a blast too. She thanks Shinya, genuinely glad that he's feeling better and more at ease. Anri reassures Shinya about his future, telling him she has faith in his ability to get published. She promises to support him every step of the way, and they share a moment of hope and trust. Our boy Shinya is beyond thrilled, telling Anri that he's finally going to publish his novel, all thanks to her support. Shinya pours his heart out, emphasizing how Anri's presence has given him the courage to pursue his writing dreams once more. Meanwhile, Anri, trying to hide her excitement, suggests they sing a song, but Shinya's impatience is clear as he begs her to tell him the title of her novel. Anri, still a bit shy, admits she doesn't know many songs and suggests talking about their future goals instead. They shout out their wishes together, creating a moment of pure happiness and camaraderie, despite Anri's initial embarrassment. Shinya can't contain his excitement, revealing the title of his novel, The Most Important Person in the World, as Anri looks on with a smile. The next day, Shinya is overjoyed to see Anri, who's been chatting nonstop about him. She's even apologetic for oversleeping, but Shinya just brushes it off. Shinya greets Anri, still a bit nervous, but Anri's playful nature is evident as she teases him about being young. Shinya is determined to clear up the misunderstanding about the karaoke incident with Nanako, encouraging Anri to talk things out properly. Haruka, seeing Shinya and Anri interact, can't help but smile, revealing that she's been a silent observer of their relationship. Shinya confides in his friends, explaining the situation with Nanako and his sisterly relationship with Anri, leaving everyone to process the new information. Minami and Kisa observe the interaction, Minami reassuring Shinya about taking care of Anri, emphasizing the importance of family. Miyazaki, the ever-observant, notices Shinya's newfound confidence and ease, giving a reassuring nod as Shinya confirms he's doing well. Shinya's conversation with another character about baseball creates an unexpected moment of bonding, highlighting the positive impact of Anri's support. Shinya, still a bit nervous, thanks Shizuka-san, showing how far he's come in expressing gratitude and comfort in Anri's presence. A few months later, Shinya finally makes up his mind and decides to confess his feelings to Anri, breaking the long wait. Shinya, feeling both excited and nervous, recalls Anri's unwavering support and wonders if their books will ever be lined up side by side. Anri encourages Shinya with a reassuring smile, and they both agree to confess their feelings together. As they count down, Shinya's heart races with anticipation, unsure of what will come next. Their books sit side by side, a symbol of their shared journey and friendship. Shinya takes a deep breath and finally confesses to Anri, declaring her the most important person in his life. Anri, overwhelmed with emotion, confesses her love for Shinya, declaring him the person she loves most in the world too. Makoto, another character, tries to confess to Shizuka, but is interrupted by a sudden revelation. Shizuka, confused and hurt, tries to understand Makoto's intentions, but is hesitant to trust him. Makoto, realizing his mistake, tries to explain himself, but Shizuka remains unconvinced and walks away. Flashback to a younger Makoto, who was once the class jokester and had a crush on Shizuka. Shizuka, seeing Makoto push another girl, confronts him about his behavior, but Makoto denies it, causing Shizuka to run away in distress. Shizuka, hurt and misunderstood, is left alone as everyone believes the rumors and turns against her. Shizuka's friends and family, including her mother, are shocked and disappointed by Makoto's actions. Shizuka feels abandoned by her community, but her mother steps in to support her, reminding her of her family's love. We see Shinya, our boy who's had a rough time, thanking Seidou-san for a phone he left behind. His gratitude is genuine, but there's a hint of unease in his voice. Meanwhile, Shinya's mind wanders back to those awkward middle school days when he thought he finally made a friend. But it was just another cruel misunderstanding that left him feeling alone and betrayed. Looking closely, Shinya receives a confession from Kisa-chan, who's been watching him closely. She wants to start as friends, but Shinya's cautious, remembering all the rumors and how they've hurt him before. Over at Kisa-chan's side, Makoto-chan is rolling her eyes, muttering about how Kisa-chan is a genius for getting Shinya to open up. But Makoto's heart is still broken from past betrayals. Back to Shinya, who's trying to be polite but cold towards Nanako-san. He's wary of getting too close after being hurt so many times. Nanako-san, ever the optimist, invites Shinya to karaoke, thinking it might help him open up. But she's unaware of the baggage Shinya carries and can't shake off. Shinya's past keeps haunting him even as he tries to move forward. His interactions with Makoto-chan are strained and awkward, reminding him of all the trust he's lost. The girls who hurt Shinya in middle school are now in his high school, making his life even more complicated. He's wary of getting involved with them, even if they're friendly. Makoto-chan tries to be a friend, but Shinya's hesitant. He's tired of getting hurt and doesn't know if he can trust anyone again. Shinya's caught between wanting to trust Makoto and remembering all the lies and betrayals from the past. It's a tough decision, and he's not sure what to do. Makoto-chan apologizes for past mistakes, but it's too little too late. Shinya's not ready to forgive and forget just yet, still hurting from the past. Makoto-chan continues to apologize, but Shinya's not convinced. He's been hurt too many times, and it's hard for him to let his guard down again. Shinya's response is short and to the point. It's too late. He's not ready to trust anyone, even if they say they want to be friends. Meanwhile, Shinya's brother is back from school, trying to be friendly, but Shinya's still in a dark mood, remembering all the betrayals he's faced. Shinya's family wants to celebrate his first day of school, but he's not in the mood. He's still dealing with the pain of past betrayals and isn't ready to be happy just yet. Shinya scrolls through his messages, feeling a mix of guilt and relief after a heartfelt apology. Two new messages pop up. One's a glowing review for his Isekai novel, and the other's from a publishing company. His heart skips a beat, but he's not ready to dive into the chaos just yet. Shinya's eyes widen as he reads the publishing company's email, a mix of excitement and anxiety swirling inside him. But he decides to take a moment, pretending the message never arrived, as he needs to focus on the present. Shinya stifles a yawn, his sleepless night catching up with him as he finishes his lunch. He notices Shimizuka-san eating alone, her reputation tarnished by rumors, and feels a strange kinship with her. Shimizuka-san approaches Shinya, asking if she can eat lunch with him. Shinya hesitates, recalling the rumors and past experiences, but there's something in her eyes that makes him reconsider. Shimizuka-san's curiosity piques as she asks to see the book Shinya's reading. Shinya hands it over, her eagerness and Shinya's awkwardness creating a bizarre moment of connection and discomfort. Pagyuko snickers, observing Shinya's interaction with Shimizuka-san. She knows the rumors about Shimizuka, but also understands the loneliness that comes from being ostracized. Shinya's thoughts are a whirlwind of cognitive dissonance. He's torn between acknowledging the past and trying to make a fresh start, but the weight of old judgments is heavy. Shinya's voice softens as he recalls his childhood, the bullying he endured, and the lies he told to protect himself. The echoes of his past feel like a heavy burden, even as he tries to move forward. Kurosa finds herself at a loss, confronted with Shinya's past and Shimizuka-san's current struggles. She's confused by the conflicting emotions, anger, pity, and a desire to protect someone who's been hurt. Shimizuka-san's plea for understanding cuts through the tension. She's tired of being judged and wants nothing more than to be left alone, but the weight of past betrayals is too heavy to ignore. The distraction of a Pomeranian mascot interrupts the heavy mood, but Shinya's nerves are on edge, and he can't shake off the strange feeling in his gut. Shimizuka-san's reassurances do little to calm the palpable tension between them. Her calm demeanor contrasts sharply with the underlying anxiety that hangs in the air. Shinya's heart races, his palms sweaty. The strange sensation builds and he's not sure what's causing it, but it's making it hard to focus. Shinya forces a calm exterior, deleting the message from the publishing company. He convinces himself it's best to forget about it for now, as his mind is already preoccupied with the day ahead. Shimizuka-san nods, agreeing to delete the message after class ends. She's determined to keep her composure, but the underlying tension is palpable, and the day feels like an endless struggle. We see Shinya fumbling with his phone, visibly distressed. He's torn between deleting a message and holding onto it, but decides to let it be for now. The final homeroom is starting, but he can't shake off the feeling of unease. Meanwhile, Anri is lost in her thoughts, staring at Shimizuka-san with a mix of fear and confusion. She worries about the teacher's aura and her own role in the upcoming trip. Anri muses about her past alone time and how forming groups for the trip might trigger unwanted memories. She hastily plans to leave school early, eager to escape the discomfort. Shinya echoes Anri's sentiment, wanting to go home quickly and escape the tense atmosphere. Anri bumps into Miyu, who clearly doesn't want to be seen with her. Anri tries to be friendly, but Miyu's reaction is cold and dismissive. Shinya overhears Miyu's conversation, sensing her past connection to Anri and the library incident. It's obvious he's trying to piece together the puzzle of their complicated history. Anri reveals her past as a shy girl who couldn't talk to boys, but Makoto was her exception. She's eager to reconnect, but the awkwardness is palpable. Anri points out Shinya's sister, Miyazaki-san, and others from their past, trying to make peace and rekindle old friendships. Shinya watches, unsure how to react. Miyazaki-san surprises everyone with her knowledge of romance games and her determination to fix past mistakes. She even dons her secret glasses, bringing back nostalgic memories for Anri. Shinya reflects on Miyazaki-san's glasses, struggling to reconcile her past and present. He warns himself to stay calm and not get caught up in emotional memories. Anri takes a photo of Shinya, only to be interrupted by his phone message from Pamiko, who's surprisingly supportive. Anri looks forward to a new chapter, but Shinya seems conflicted. Shinya contemplates the meaning of betrayal and his own feelings towards Pamiko's message. He's torn between his responsibilities as a writer and his personal relationships. Shinya decides to take advantage of his inspiration, heading home to write his novel while the mood lasts. Anri asks Shinya to meet her friend, but he's preoccupied. She then suggests a shopping trip, clearly trying to reconnect and have fun together. Shinya's sister steps in, urging Anri to focus on the present and leave the past behind. The tension in their conversation hints at unresolved issues between her and Shinya. We see Shinya struggling to hold back his thoughts as he addresses Makoto. "Why don't you invite that friend from the party? You were alone, it's a waste of money." But he can't hide his true feelings, and his words come out harshly, revealing his insecurities. Meanwhile, Anri, oblivious to Shinya's inner turmoil, innocently asks if he's inviting an imaginary friend. "I wanted to hold your hand and walk with you, Annie." But the moment is fleeting, and Anri quickly excuses herself, leaving Shinya's heart aching. Looking closely, Haruka heads to the new mall, avoiding the familiar faces and old shops. Thank God the food court is empty. Now I can write my novel without distractions. But little does she know, she's about to run into someone from her past. Shinya spots Shinazuka-san at the mall, her presence a surprise and a bit unsettling. Why is she here? His mind races, trying to piece together the reasons. Shinya's unease grows as he sees Shinazuka-san again, her presence a constant reminder of past troubles. This can't be good. Shinya's frustration peaks as he tries to process the sudden appearance of Shinazuka-san. What's going on here? Pamiko-san's social media page reveals her new novel is being published. It's Pamiko, and it's getting published. The news hits Shinya hard, stirring up feelings of inadequacy and jealousy. A fan approaches Shinya, politely asking for 2 orange juices. "Excuse me, can I have 2 orange juices?" Shinya, distracted by his thoughts, barely acknowledges her. A girl tries to approach Shinya, hoping to strike up a friendship. "Hey Shinju, maybe you and I can." But Shinya is quick to dismiss her. "I don't want to be friends with you either, Shinazuka." Shinya's tone shifts from polite to aggressive, revealing the turmoil beneath the surface. "What's this? What's happened to that disgusting polite tone of yours?" A passerby overhears Shinya's rant and tries to reason with him, but Shinya isn't having it. "Yeah, I have my rumors too, though they're not as bad as yours. Leave me alone." Another passerby pities Shinya, pointing out the vicious cycle of rumors. "Rumors are just dumb. I don't want to be involved anymore." But Shinya is too entrenched to listen. Shinya's reputation takes another hit as the passerby lists off the rumors swirling around him. Dating old men, violence, extortion, sneaking around at night. Shinya's face darkens, acknowledging the truth in these accusations. A kind stranger offers Shinya a juice, trying to break the ice. "Here, take this juice. Please don't take my kindness for granted." But Shinya is too wounded to accept the gesture. Shinya's friend, torn between support and discomfort, struggles to find the right words. Sorry you look. The awkward moment lingers, highlighting the distance between them. Our boy Shinya is back with a sassy attitude, offering juice out of nowhere and immediately questioning why Anri stopped by. He's not playing around. Anri isn't holding back either, bluntly stating she doesn't want to be friends with Shinya. Her face says it all. Stay away from me. Pamiko, Shinya's classmate, suddenly asks him why he stopped writing. Shinya's caught off guard, unsure how to respond. Shinya's defensive, accusing Pamiko of hearing about his troubles from others. He's lashing out, but there's a hurt underneath his words. Shinya pleads with Pamiko to let him slide this time, citing the popularity of his works. He asks if she'll read his stories for a minute, but she's not biting. Anri brings up romance novels, which Shinya dismisses. He's quick to change the subject, avoiding further discussion about his work. Anri tries to smooth things over, but she's clearly frustrated. This is exactly what I expected from Shinazuka, she thinks, remembering their last talk. Shinya asks if Pamiko wants to go home, but she's hesitant. She mentions her family issues, hinting at why she's hanging around Shinya in the first place. Anri appears, interrupting the awkward conversation. She's there to pick Shinya up, but Shinya's not entirely happy about it. Shinya introduces Anri to Pamiko, but the tension is palpable. We are not friends, he stresses, emphasizing the distance. Anri's sister, Sieko, shows up. She's excited about Anri's company and introduces herself to Shinya. Shinya's clearly uncomfortable. Shinya's clearly annoyed and ready to leave, but he's still not willing to admit friendship. Yeah, of course, I don't plan on it either, he mutters. Anri tries to persuade Shinya to stay and chat longer, but he's having none of it. Shut it. I'm leaving now, he snaps. Shinya bumps into Anri's editor, who's surprised to see him. The editor immediately starts questioning Shinya's identity and his relationship with Anri. Shinya's caught in a tricky situation, trying to deny being Nayanta-sensei, the author of a popular novel. Anri's editor is demanding answers and an explanation for why Anri hasn't been responding to messages. Shinya's in a tight spot. Shinya's eyes widen as he realizes he's been sent a revision for serialization, but Anri's sudden appearance throws him off. Wait, does this mean you two are friends now? He asks, feeling a mix of confusion and anxiety. Anri, ever the practical one, suggests they talk about the serialization another day since it's getting late. You should focus on your work, she says with a playful smirk, noting how different they are. Shinya's mind wanders to Sieko-san, wondering if her calm demeanor had anything to do with his current situation. He then shakes his head, confused as to why he's even thinking about her now. Pamiko-san chimes in, asking about Shinazuka-san, but Shinya dismisses the idea that she pulled any strings. I didn't think she'd be in charge of this, he mutters, feeling conflicted. Nayanta, unexpectedly, reveals that his work will be serialized by a different company, but he's proud that it was his writing that got him there. Thanks, I guess, he says, feeling a bit embarrassed. Shinya's tone turns cold as he tells Anri and Nayanta that he doesn't believe in the friendship between him and Shinazuka. We're not friends, he asserts firmly. Makoto-kun appears, catching Shinya's attention. What's with that girl with him? Shinya wonders aloud, puzzled. The girl with Makoto-kun begs Shinya to listen to their apology, but Shinya is not in the mood for apologies for past wrongs. Anri tries to smooth things over, but Shinya is firm. We're not talking about that topic, he says coldly, turning away. Nayanta tries to steer the conversation away from the uncomfortable topic, but Shinya isn't buying it. Let's not talk about it, he says, clearly stressed. Anri, ever the mediator, apologizes for the interruption, but Shinya isn't having it. You're a meddlesome girl, he retorts, his patience wearing thin. Shinazuka suddenly appears, causing Shinya to feel even more anxious. "Not you, Syoko-san," he mutters, feeling overwhelmed by the sudden turn of events. Shinazuka addresses Shinya, acknowledging the past wounds that still linger. "You can't get rid of old wounds," she says, her tone somber. Shinya looks worried, but he's trying to bury the past for now. "Why are you smiling?" he asks Makoto-kun, unsure of the situation. Anri thanks Pamiko-san for her daily messages of support, but Shinya seems distracted, his mind still on the recent developments. We see Shinya contemplating the dynamics of his relationship with Shinazuka, noting that they're just author and reader, and feeling grateful for Pamiko's support. Meanwhile, a character dismisses the idea of forming groups with others, calling it lazy and pointless, and wonders what to do about Shinazuka. Shinya seems amused by the thought of Shinazuka, but his tone is a bit sarcastic, as if he's not fully invested. The character expresses impatience, wanting to get the group formation over with and go home already. Another character questions the decision, wondering if it's really okay for two students from different classes to be in the same group. A teacher appears, seemingly indifferent to the situation, and asks if everyone has come to a decision. The teacher shrugs off the concerns and moves forward with the decision, showing a lack of interest in the students' worries. Shinya and another character introduce themselves, noting that they aren't friends but are familiar with each other. Shinya and the other character start discussing more personal topics, like Shinya's latest work and getting published. Shinya talks about finishing a part of his novel that needs to be uploaded, expressing some hesitation about being underage and getting published. The character mentions meeting One-chan the day after tomorrow, praising her dedication to work and her lack of a boyfriend despite her cuteness. Shinya awkwardly defends the relationship between him and his sister, saying they're just family, trying to brush off the comment. The character asks about Shinya's father's approval for his novel getting published, also suggesting themes for a battle between them. Shinya proposes writing a short story and having Siko-san rate it, expressing confidence in his speed. Shinya smiles, seemingly pleased with the idea of the challenge ahead. We see Pamiko tear up, seemingly on the verge of crying, while proudly declaring her work to be the best, despite some grammatical mishaps. Meanwhile, Makoto playfully reassures Pamiko, clearly amused and supportive of her antics. Looking closely, we see Makoto and Imada having a conversation in the morning. Imada expresses her concern about Makoto getting caught for violence, only to be met with a nonchalant response from Makoto about rumors and family drama. This dude, Shinya, is overwhelmed by his thoughts, worried about how his mother will react if he talks about publicizing his novel. It's a heavy moment of introspection. Shinya brushes off the conversation, telling Imada he'll think about it at school, adding a sarcastic comment about Kusamoto always talking about going together with him. A staff member approaches Makoto, surprised at how well he and Pamiko get along. The staff member apologizes for calling them out earlier, but assures them there are no hard feelings. The staff member advises Makoto to find someone he can trust, emphasizing that while betrayal is inevitable, having a few close friends can make a difference. Makoto seems unimpressed by the advice, thinking that if you're going to be betrayed, you might as well not have friends to begin with. This is a darkly humorous take on friendship. Makoto looks at Shinya, who seems confused by the conversation. Shinya, clearly annoyed, tells Makoto to leave him alone if he's done. Shinya is left wondering if the staff member just wanted to tell them not to skip the outdoor class. He's clearly lost in his thoughts. Kisaragi approaches Makoto, calling him by name, but Makoto doesn't recognize her. She's clearly surprised and tries to jog his memory. Makoto tries to remember if Kisaragi was part of the fake confession prank, but he can't recall. He's clearly uncomfortable and wants to end the conversation quickly. Makoto starts the conversation over, but gets defensive when Kisaragi asks about the fake confession prank. He's clearly embarrassed and wants to avoid a conversation in front of Pamiko. Imada asks Makoto out this weekend, but Makoto seems confused, not sure how to respond. Imada's tone suggests she's trying to justify her actions without considering Makoto's feelings. Pamiko steps in, telling Imada to back off and let Makoto talk to Kisaragi. Pamiko's protective of Makoto, and Imada's interference seems to have annoyed her. We see our boy Shinya getting a not-so-subtle hint to scram and take on Shinjo. The tone is ominous, with Shinya clearly not in the mood for any drama. Meanwhile, Anri is giving Pagyuko a piece of her mind, calling her a dangerous type of girl. Anri's worried about Pagyuko being late for her promise with One-chan, but also subtly criticizing her for being too timid. Pagyuko, ever the drama queen, decides to skip the party and let Pamiko deal with her blushing issues. She's also testing the waters with Shinya, seeing if he'll grab her hand again. Shinya is left to wonder about the lingering warmth in his hand. Looking closely, Makoto seems oblivious to the tension around him, seemingly lost in thought. His mind's a jumbled mess of random symbols and numbers, but the real question is what he's thinking. Anri, ever the polite one, congratulates Miyazaki-san and Shinya on their graduation. She's trying to make a graceful exit, but Shinya's sudden departure has left her a bit confused. Shinya, taken aback by Makoto's sudden departure, is left wondering what's up with him. He figures he'll try to talk to him later, hoping to figure out what's going on. Pagyuko is fuming, recounting the afternoon when she saw Makoto with Shinizuka-san. She's impressed by Shinizuka's looks but also a bit jealous of her smooth skin. Not her finest moment, to be sure. Pagyuko is pondering the rumors about Shinizuka-san, wondering if she's a delinquent. She's also worried about the potential bad buzz these rumors could bring around Makoto. She's torn between curiosity and concern. Anri drops a bombshell, mentioning that Kisaragi-san used to be on good terms with Makoto. She recalls a time when Kisaragi was looking for Shinya, but she didn't take it seriously. Anri is clearly trying to piece together the puzzle. Pagyuko is suddenly fixated on Nanako and her relationship with Kisaragi. She's trying to figure out if there's something going on, but she's not entirely sure about the validity of her thoughts. She's also trying to figure out if she should keep certain people away from Shinya. Makoto's face reveals a change in demeanor, and Anri notices that he's not as scary as before. She speculates that Shinizuka-san might be the reason for this change. The reference to Kusamachi is a bit cryptic, but it seems to be a pivotal moment for Makoto. Pagyuko is having a heart-to-heart with Seidou-san, confessing their feelings for Makoto. They both agree they've made a mistake in their past relationship with him, and the tension is palpable. Shinya's flashback reveals a moment from grade school when he was hurt, and Makoto was unfairly blamed. He was too scared to speak up in the heat of the moment, fearing the backlash. Shinya reflects on how school is everything to kids, and the condemnation of Makoto by their classmates had a profound impact. He couldn't bear the thought of being the one to shift the blame, and so he ran away, leaving Makoto to bear his own cross. Miyazaki-san, reflecting on her own past, realizes she's been betraying Makoto ever since that fateful day. She's haunted by the thought that she could have made a difference but chose not to, and now she's living with the weight of her mistake. We see Shinya looking bewildered, having just learned about the rumors circulating around him. He's unsure of the truth but feels a mix of guilt and confusion. Meanwhile, Haruka is in a heated conversation, worried about Makoto's reputation. She's defensive, thinking Makoto is only kind to his family and pretending to be good elsewhere. As Haruka arrives home, her mother greets her, asking about her day. Haruka's worried about the rumors and the impact on her brother. Shinya explains his actions, revealing his insecurities and desire for attention. He regretted tattling on Makoto, hoping to make amends, but it was too late. Our boy Shinya is visibly upset, realizing he's become a stranger to Makoto, whose only response is coldness. He wishes he could go back and be kinder sooner. Shinya starts to shed light on another rumor, Makoto supposedly assaulting someone in the library. He reveals the truth, explaining that Shinchu-kun protected her during an earthquake. Shinya is surprised as he recounts the day of the earthquake, remembering how Makoto jumped to protect her. She's confused and unsure of how to react. People surrounding them are shocked and start questioning Makoto's actions. They accuse him of assaulting someone, despite the earthquake chaos, and worry about her safety. Haruka offers to take her to the infirmary, noting how pampered she felt without her glasses. The incident made her popular, but she's still grappling with the truth. This dude becomes popular after the incident, learning to be stylish and making friends. Though she doesn't remember the assault, she's aware of the rumors and Makoto's popularity in 9th grade. A character reflects on the happy memories in the library, realizing romantic feelings for Makoto. She understands her feelings but can't seem to connect with him anymore. Our boy tries to call out to Makoto but is ignored. He realizes the damage he's caused and wishes he could reach out sooner, but it's too late. Shinya deeply regrets his actions, still caring for Makoto but knowing it's too late for apologies. He feels responsible and helpless in making amends. Haruka and Miyu brainstorm how to make things right. Haruka suggests taking indirect actions to bring Makoto back to his kind self before apologizing. They discuss their guilt and the reality that they can't approach Makoto directly. Haruka emphasizes the need to respect Makoto's personal space and take indirect actions to make amends. We see the group strategizing, with one of them declaring that since the Yankee girl has managed to win Oni-chan's heart, they need to support her every step of the way. It's clear they're taking this alliance very seriously. Meanwhile, Miyu chimes in, nodding eagerly. She vows to cheer for Shinizuka-san and take action to progress the relationship between Shinizuka and Makoto, all while learning from past mistakes. The nearest event on their radar is preventing obstacles from entering the scene, which means stopping Kisaragi-san and Nanako-san. Though their meeting wasn't exactly ideal, they're glad to have come together and talked it out, vowing to support each other no matter what. Looking closely at Haruka, she's reflecting on a painful memory. Back when she was young, she pretended to like Kusamachi just to make Haruka happy. Now, the sight of Haruka brings back old feelings but leaves her cold and detached. This dude, Seidu, seems confused by Miyazaki's sudden interest in him. She's acting like they're kids again, but Seidu can't shake the pain from the past. Despite her warm demeanor, he feels nothing in his heart. Haruka's monologue reveals his current state of mind. He's not blaming anyone for his detachment, but admits to feeling broken and unable to trust. The world's ill will has swallowed him whole, and he's lost the ability to connect. Seidu's dad is on the line, and Seidu is nervously explaining his novel's progress. He's proud to share his accomplishment but worries about his father's reaction, especially since he's still considered a minor in the publishing world. Seidu's dad listens to his son's story, praising him for his courage. Despite the concerns, he agrees to attend meetings and help Seidu publish his work, showing genuine pride in his son's achievements. Seidu's dad congratulates him for his hard work and expresses pride in Seidu's accomplishments. It's clear that Seidu's father is supportive and wants to see him succeed. Shinju-san approaches Seidu, offering to publish his story as a book, spreading it to the world. Seidu is visibly moved, a mix of gratitude and hesitation evident on his face. Seidu, now called Nyanta, is conflicted. He wants his story published but worries about the potential trouble it might cause for his family. Despite this, he's determined to do his best and fight for his dream. Nyanta's plea to Shinju-san is heartfelt. He's begging for his story to be turned into a book, every word dripping with desperation and hope. Shinju-san agrees, giving Nyanta the thumbs up. Seidu's gratitude is overwhelming, his relief and joy palpable as he thanks Shinju-san profusively. Nyanta's journey takes a turn as he finds the strength to move forward, thanks to Shinju-san's support. It's clear this is a turning point for him. Nyanta returns home, greeted warmly but feeling guilty for not sharing news with his family earlier. Despite his concerns, his father reassures him, promising not to cause any trouble for him. Our boy Shinya is pouring his heart out, begging for his book to be published. He's so grateful and excited, it's like he's afraid of missing out on this chance. Meanwhile, Anri listens intently, trying to understand and support him. Anri's stepmother is looking on, clearly worried. She's questioning why Shinya didn't consult her first, but Shinya's too focused on his aspirations to notice. He's determined to push forward, no matter the obstacles. Shinya's words are full of sorrow and regret. He's apologizing for past mistakes, acknowledging how his actions hurt others. His sincerity is palpable, but he's also acknowledging that sometimes things don't go as planned. Anri's reaction is heartbreaking. She's crying, telling Shinya to stay and that she doesn't want to lose him. Her emotions are raw, and it's clear how much she cares about him. Shinya's trying to be understanding, but he's also frustrated. He thinks the house his grandfather lived in should be available for him to use, partly because his stepmother fusses too much. This shows his frustration with the current living situation. Shinya's trying to reassure Anri by suggesting they talk to his father about living arrangements. He's worried about how others see him and feels he needs to prove himself, but his heart is still torn. Anri's stepsister is forcing a smile, but her heart is clearly broken. Shinya notices this and it eats away at him. He's conflicted, not sure what he's feeling anymore. Shinya's mood shifts to a lighter tone. He's trying to smile and be positive, but the seriousness of the situation is still weighing on him. He's wondering what kind of face he's making, looking at his stepsister forcing a smile. The next morning, Shinya is a bit groggy but ready to face the day. He's got a lot on his mind, and while he's trying to stay positive, it's clear he's still dealing with yesterday's events. Shinya's friend, Pagyuko, is teasing him about his glasses. It's a bit of a relief to have some normal interaction, but Shinya's still worried about getting involved in rumors at school. Pagyuko's giving Shinya a key to his uncle's house and some saved money. It's a gesture of support, but it's also a reminder of the weight of the situation. Shinya's not ready for this, but he's grateful for the help. Shinya's talking to his stepmother, who's trying to prepare him for living alone. She's giving him advice, but it's clear she's still wrestling with her own feelings and the future. Anri's stepmother is supportive, but Shinya's still not prepared for this sudden change. He's trying to be independent but also acknowledges he might need some help. His stepmother is offering to go shopping with him. Shinya's processing his new reality. He's not sure what to think, but he's trying to stay positive. He's understanding that his mother needs time to face her own issues, and he's trying to keep a level head. Anri's stepmother is concerned about Shinya's well-being, especially at the food court. She's worried about the environment and Shinya's safety, but also trying to be supportive. Shinya's appreciative but also a bit overwhelmed by all the changes. Shinya, our boy, is expressing his gratitude to Anri, who's been a rock for him. He invites her to his place anytime, assuring her that he's not worried about being lonely. It's clear he's just happy to have her around. Anri, ever the supportive friend, nods along, expressing her willingness to find a quiet spot to help Shinya focus on his writing. She's keen to ensure he can concentrate, despite the usual distractions. Shinya notices the odd vibe around them, with people staring and whispering. It's like everyone's eyes are on them, but he's too focused on his writing to care. Anri, however, seems to be getting annoyed by all the attention. Suddenly, Pagyuko appears, looking slightly disheveled. She teases Shinya about his new, more casual style, noting how different he looks today. It's clear Pagyuko's still got her playful side. Mizuki, ever the drama queen, starts teasing Shinya and Anri about being a couple. Anri's quick to shut her down, reminding Mizuki they're just focusing on their writing. Shinya, meanwhile, is blushing furiously. Anri flips out at Mizuki's insinuations, ready to punch her if she doesn't back off. She's clearly protective of Shinya's space and their work time. Mizuki, of course, just laughs it off. Pagyuko, ever the practical one, suggests planning what to buy for the new place, trying to steer the conversation back to practical matters. She's clearly not in the mood for Mizuki's antics. Shinya's focused on getting a coffee cup for Anri, despite her initial reluctance. It's clear he's determined to make their writing sessions as comfortable as possible for her. Anri's trying to get everyone to focus on their tasks, reminding them they're just there to write books together. She's not interested in getting too personal, sticking to the task at hand. Mizuki excuses herself to the restroom, leaving Shinya and Anri awkwardly chatting. Shinya's a bit nervous, wondering where the time went as Mizuki's been gone for a while. Anri's friend, Momo, shows up, surprising Shinya. He's confused by her sudden appearance, and Anri's quick to introduce everyone, trying to smooth things over. Momo starts teasing Anri about her old light novel, bringing up old memories. She's clearly not the same person anymore, with a makeover and a new outlook on life. Shinya's just trying to keep up with the chaos. Mizuki returns, looking surprised to see Momo. She's quick to speculate about Anri's new friend, teasing Shinya about potential romantic interests. Shinya's quick to shut her down, maintaining his focus. The group continues their banter, with Mizuki warning Shinya to stay away from Anri, calling her a bad girl. She's clearly trying to play matchmaker, but Shinya's not buying it. Anri's old friend steps in, echoing Mizuki's concerns about Anri's past. Shinya's quick to defend her, not wanting to hear any more about her past or his own fears about getting close to her. It's clear he's protective, but also wary. Our boy Shinya is all smiles and enthusiasm, dragging Anri to karaoke with a goofy grin, but he's secretly nervous about triggering old fears. Shinya's eyes water up unexpectedly, admitting he was scared to come, but feeling incredibly grateful for Anri's support. Anri tries to cheer him up with a Mickey Mouse cupcake. Shinya rambles on about how Anri's presence helped him forget about the bad stuff, even though he's still a bit of an emotional hot mess. He thanks Anri for the cup and their shopping trip. Shinya's heart feels lighter as he tells Anri about his fears and how much it means to him to have a friend he can trust. Anri's reassuring smile is all he needs. Meanwhile, Pagyuko suggests taking a break and getting some coffee, but Shinya's mind is elsewhere, thinking about the upcoming trip and his friend's well-being. Anri, being the organized one, starts planning the trip to Destiny Land, making sure everything is covered. Shinya watches in awe, admiring how Anri takes care of everything. Shinya asks for feedback on his romance novel and gets a blunt response. Anri's honest critique stings, but also pushes Shinya to improve his writing. Shinya admits his lack of experience with romance, joking that he just writes his delusions. Anri's response is a mix of playful teasing and genuine concern. Anri's patience wears thin, but she still offers to help Shinya figure out his doubts. Shinya's sincerity and eagerness to learn are hard to resist. The trip to Destiny Land is in 3 days, and Anri's planning mode is in full swing. Shinya watches in amazement, feeling grateful for her meticulousness. Shinya's childhood friend, Pagyuko, steps in to help Anri with the planning, making sure Shinya can enjoy the trip to the fullest. Her presence is a calming influence. As they walk through Destiny Land, Anri spots a new seasonal menu, suggesting they try it for lunch. Shinya's happiness is infectious, and he beams at Anri's excitement. Shinya's gratitude for Anri's planning and care is evident. She's like a ray of sunshine in his life, making him feel comfortable and at ease. Shinya can't help but feel a twinge of envy as he watches Anri interact with Pagyuko, but he's still grateful to have such wonderful friends. The scene ends with Shinya smiling, feeling a mix of joy and contentment, knowing that with Anri and Pagyuko by his side, he can face anything that comes his way. Our boy Shinya nervously asks Anri to read a romance novel he wrote, hoping to get her feedback before he publishes it under the pen name Nyanta. Anri bluntly tells Shinya that romance novels aren't his forte, and she finds his attempt a bit embarrassing but still readable. Shinya's character in the story reflects his own struggles, with the protagonist and heroine both betrayed by those around them, resonating deeply with Shinya's personal experiences. Realizing the story resembles his own life, Shinya feels embarrassed but doesn't want to throw the entire work away. Anri insists he shouldn't give up. Anri suggests Shinya release the story as a breather or side project, encouraging him to continue developing it carefully. With dinner time approaching, Shinya suggests they have dinner together, eager to spend more time with Anri. Anri, worried about keeping Shinya's older sister busy, hesitates but agrees to have a small dinner party tomorrow before their trip. Shinya offers to help in the kitchen, chopping vegetables efficiently while Anri cleans up, showing his willingness to contribute. Anri compliments Shinya's cooking and helps him set the table, creating a cozy atmosphere with her efficient handling of chores. Shinya reminds Anri to read the notes and memorize the park map for their trip, excited about the upcoming Destiny Land visit despite the long wait times. Anri, thrilled about the trip, admits she's so excited she might not sleep tonight, cherishing the moments they'll spend together. Meanwhile, Pagyuko reminisces about her lonely middle school field trip, contrasting it with the joy she feels now spending time with friends. Early the next morning, Shinya is already excited, eager to start their trip and see the souvenir shops at Kaihama Station. Shinya arrives early at the station, surprised to see no one around and deciding to simply wander around until others arrive. Anri's mother, Makoto, arrives early too, introducing herself to Shinya and apologizing for being early, creating a warm and friendly atmosphere. Our boy Shinya is feeling pretty grateful and excited, even as he blurts out a cheerful, "Let's enjoy our time," to his friends. Meanwhile, the rest of the group is just trying to keep up with his energy. Shinya's friend comments on his outfit, and our boy can't help but gush back. He's so happy Anri is there to compliment him, even if it's just in his head. Shinya's mood is infectious, and he's practically bouncing with excitement. He's even more determined to make the most of this day with his friends. Shinya and his friends arrive at Kaihama Station, and he can't wait to explore the area. He's all about making memories and enjoying every moment. A passerby notices the bond between Shinya and his friends, giving them a nod of approval. Shinya beams, feeling the warmth of these new friendships. Shinya and Anri have an unexpectedly deep conversation about trust and friendship. Anri's words touch Shinya, showing he's not alone in his cautious nature. Our boy Shinya's friend is feeling a bit awkward with all the attention, but Shinya reassures him with a playful grin. He's always there to support his friends. Shinya spots a mucky mascot and gets super excited. He's determined to get a photo with it, even if it means getting a bit closer than he's comfortable with. Shinya suggests getting a group photo in front of a show window, and the rest of the group agrees. It's a moment they all want to capture and cherish. Shinya and his friends start setting up for the photo, but Shinya is a bit tech-challenged. He's trying his best, though, and it's cute to watch. A bystander tries to help Shinya get a better angle for the photo. Shinya's friend, who's usually confident, looks a bit nervous but still goes along with it. Shinya is visibly nervous as the camera timer counts down. He's never done something like this before, and it shows in his tense facial expressions. The camera finally clicks, and Shinya and his friend let out a breath they didn't know they were holding. They've got their first group photo, and it's a moment captured in time. Shinya's friend, Pagyuko, looks at the photo with a mix of relief and pride. She's glad they made it through the awkwardness, and the photo is a testament to their bond. Shinya's friend, Makoto, is happy to see Shinya having such a good time. Anri is a bit late, but everyone's in good spirits, ready to make more memories. Shinya's face lights up as he tearfully thanks everyone for the meal and karaoke, despite initial worries about triggering past traumas. Meanwhile, Nanako explains the misunderstanding to another character, emphasizing that she's not like the others and suggesting they talk things out, but hesitates at the last moment. Haruka greets Shinya, who apologizes for being quiet throughout the meal. Shinya's relief and happiness are clear as he shares a moment with Haruka. Minami entrusts his sister to Kisaragi, but the situation gets awkward when Nanako starts calling Shinya Oni-chan. Shinya's confusion and discomfort are palpable. Makoto and Miyazaki exchange brief pleasantries, with Makoto mentioning he's feeling better after a previous incident, though the conversation remains somewhat strained. Miyazaki nods off, clearly tired, and Makoto offers a quick goodbye, the tension evident in the air. Shinya expresses his gratitude to Anri for the support, despite the initial awkwardness of the karaoke session. He jokes about needing to play basketball, and Anri playfully teases him back. Shinya whispers a heartfelt thank you to Shinazuka, who had been supportive throughout the ordeal, a moment of genuine appreciation. A few months pass, and Shinya comes to a decision about his future, looking to move forward without the weight of his past holding him back. Anri struggles with her feelings, hesitating as she prepares to share something important with Shinya, her nervousness evident. Anri counts to 3 before looking at Shinya, a nervous smile on her face, building anticipation for what's to come. With a deep breath, Anri reveals her feelings to Shinya, her heart pounding with emotion and anticipation. Shinya and Anri's books are placed side by side, symbolizing their shared journey and mutual understanding. Shinya confesses his feelings to Anri, declaring her the most precious person in his world, despite feeling a bit embarrassed. Anri reciprocates Shinya's declaration, proclaiming her love for him, a moment of mutual understanding and heartfelt connection.